Here. This video I think is probably the most important video that I have ever made, but then I think most of them there are important as we go through it. I want to talk to you today about digital transformation. This is another book that I'm reading, and you'll see it in my required reading in the description below. But I think this is really important, and it at some level disturbs me that all the coaches on YouTube, the real estate coaches, and I'll name them by name: Tom Ferry, Ricky Carruth, Bruno, Kevin Ward, Meet Kevin, and that one surprises me. Kristen Miles and Grant Cardone have never, that I can find, mentioned to you that the real estate industry is changing through data transformation or digital transformation, and it's going to change your business entirely in the next 5 years. And I mentioned Meet Kevin. Meet Kevin's even talking about economic opportunity zones, and that's cutting edge. I got to give him that. That's cutting edge. He missed it with Amazon's entrance and the meaning of Amazon's entrance into the real estate industry. But I have a lot of respect for Meet Kevin because he's on the cutting edge. These others, they're still telling you to knock on doors and harass people on the telephone. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what's going to happen into the real estate industry, and hopefully together we can figure out what we're going to do about it. Digital transformation is all about technology and how a few companies, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Google, and Facebook, are going to affect your career over the next 5 years. Not only your career, but every career on the face of the earth. There is a study that was just recently done by a company by the name of InnoSights that says that 50% of the companies currently on the S&P 500 won't be there in 10 years because they will not adapt to digital transformation. This all started back in 1975 when Microsoft was founded, and a year later Apple was founded, and then Amazon in 1994, Google in 1998, and Facebook in 2004. What these companies have been doing, particularly since the introduction of the iPhone in what was it, 07, they've been collecting data. They really didn't know what they were going to do with that data, and that's driven by the fact that both Microsoft and, Amazon and Facebook had no idea how they were going to make a profit when they started, but they have realized it as they have evolved, and it's through data. And it's through that data then marked with cloud computing, a new term for you, elastic cloud computing, which is basically controlled by Amazon, Google, and IBM, matched with big data, which is controlled by Amazon, Facebook, Google, and Apple, artificial intelligence, which then evolves into machine learning, and the Internet of Things. That is going to change your business, and you need to be aware of it and adapt to it. What it's going to do, what is digital transformation going to do relative to the real estate industry? It's going to bring people like you a homeowner, and homes together through the cloud. The cloud right now, understand this, the cloud right now knows more about you than you know about you. Because for the last 10 years, Amazon, Google, and Facebook have been gathering information about you. Now, you might say to me, I don't use Amazon all that much, or I don't use Google. On your phone, you have what are called apps. Just I probably have 50 apps on there. If have you ever noticed when you go to download an app, it asks you, how do you want to register? Do you want to register with through Google, or do you want to register through Facebook? 79% of us have a Gmail address. So 79% of us probably say, I want to register through Google. At that point, every piece of information that you present through this app goes into Google's database. If you use Facebook, it goes into Facebook's database and into their cloud. Okay, so they are gathering information on you and I through everything, through Instagram, through Delta flights, through Galaxy, through even my radar, through the GPS on my car. They know more about what I do, where I do it, and how I do it than I do. Okay? So, except at this point that the cloud knows more about you than you know about yourself. Now, through that information, they have deciphered your likes, your dislikes, your consumption, your discards, your travel, your energy usage, your family and friends, and your habits and your hobbies. So they know literally everything about you, even though you don't want them to. They do. Now, let's bring that to real estate. You live in Paducah, Kentucky. You're getting a job transfer and you're coming to Birmingham, Alabama. You know little or nothing about Birmingham, Alabama, other than what your boss and supervisors and what have told you. Guess who does know anything and everything about Birmingham, Alabama? Amazon, Google, Facebook, and the cloud. They know everything about Birmingham, Alabama. Guess who knows everything about every house in Birmingham, Alabama? Well, top of mind comes to the MLS, Zillow, Realtor.com. They know everything about that. What if there was the mechanism through artificial intelligence, big data, and the Internet of Things to bring you and the houses of Birmingham together? Okay? So now, because the cloud knows your likes and your dislikes, has a picture inside your house, they know whether you like granite countertops or Corian or whatever. They know what colors you like. So then they have, through big data and through Zillow, they have the ability to match your likes and dislikes, your needs and your desires to every house within Birmingham. So at this point, they feed all this into the cloud. Big data and artificial intelligence matches your needs to specific houses. Now let's enter a little further in the future when we have the Internet of Things. And now they not only know what's in that house, but how good it is. They know how good that furnace is. I envision the day that when you move to Birmingham, Alabama, through the Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and machine learning, that whoever this broker is going to offer you a value proposition that says, if you will come to us, we will match you with the perfect home. We'll give you 5 choices. You will then go to those 5 houses, and they will have an app on your smartphone that you will walk into the house, and the app will say to you, I want to see the furnace. You will go to the app and you will give a camera view to the furnace, and your app will tell you what the life expectancy of that furnace is, what the life expectancy of the air conditioner, the water heater, the Wolf stove. It'll even say, open the Wolf stove, I want to look inside. It will then take that data from the 5 houses that they said were the best matches for you, and it will give you a projection of the cost of ownership of that house over the next 5 years and the next 10 years, not based just on the condition of the appliances and the machines, but also based on your past usage factor from the house you used to live in. It will know how much water you use, and it will know how much of it goes to irrigate your lawn as opposed to giving you your family showers and baths. And then it will take that information and transfer it to your new house, and it will tell you how much water you will use in this house as compared to the other houses that you're considering, because they'll know the square footage of the yards and how much is going into irrigation. The app will tell you what that house is going to cost you. Now, you might say, okay, the best house on a cost basis is house A, but I don't like the dark color of the granite and the wood grain of the cabinets. The app will then tell you, based on its knowledge of the contractors in Birmingham, Alabama, how much it's going to cost you to replace the granite countertops and paint the cabinets, and then compare it to the prices of the other 4 homes that you're considering. And then you will be able to make a decision, not all based on emotion alone or fascination by some part of the house. You'll be able to make a sound decision. Now, will every broker have this information for you? No. It's probably going to be one, and it's probably going to be one of the names I just used: Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Google, or Facebook, because they have the data. Now, I have said for, I think it's right at a year now, that Amazon will buy Zillow, because I think the player in this, and I believe it was July 23rd of this year, Amazon entered a deal with Realogy and made its first big step into real estate. I believe that's who it's going to be. And I believe that that's who you need to prepare yourself to go to work for, because they're still going to need you. And I'll explain to you how that. So we're going to have one broker who has this very unique value proposition, because they control the data, because they give you the app, because they make the experience so much easier. Again, digital transformation is going to make it such that you don't have to go to a lawyer to close the house. You don't have to go somewhere else to get the loan. That'll all be known, because they know everything about you before you move from Paducah to Birmingham. So what has to happen for all this to be possible? There are 5 elements to this. You, the home buyer or the home seller; data, the accumulation of it and the availability of it; the artificial intelligence, and that is artificial intelligence has been around since 1952, but it hasn't really been a part of you and I's lives until much more recently. I think of my first exposure to artificial intelligence was an Excel spreadsheet where I created a column of numbers, and then I created a formula and then copied and pasted that formula against all the numbers and got an immediate result. It used to be, it would have taken me hours to do that calculation, but that's the basis of artificial intelligence. It creates the easy maneuvering of data to conclusions. Now, beyond artificial intelligence, we go to machine learning, and that is when your computer says, Carrie, if you did this and this, you can come to this conclusion. And that is a part, again, of bringing my personal data to the home data in Birmingham and helping me make good decisions. So then the next element is cloud computing. The data artificial intelligence and cloud computing already exist. The next big thing that is going to change all this is the Internet of Things. And that is what I was talking about. When you walk into the house, you take an app, and that app and you assess the quality of the home. That's probably 3 years away. So that's what has to happen. How do I stay in the business? How do I figure in this? There is a key element of this, and that is the data that you are now giving to your broker, and you are paying it to be uploaded on the MLS, and the MLS is then getting paid for your data to go to Zillow, Realtor.com, and all of these people. You're the collector of the data. You're the person who goes out and determines, is this house on septic or is it on sewers? Is it on city water or does it have a well? You're the person who is collecting the data. Without that data, real estate data or digital transformation can't happen. So that's a plus. They have to have that data. They have to have the pictures. They're going to use image recognition to help me find the right house. And if I don't supply the pictures and I don't supply the data, digital transformation of real estate doesn't happen. Now, if they can find a way to replace me, and I haven't figured that out, then I'm out of the picture. Then the next question is, if you now understand what's coming, and it's 3 to 5 years in the future, how are you going to benefit from it? How are you going to profit from it? And how are you going to survive? Because it is going to happen. You got to become the expert, the recognized expert in your community about real estate. You need to take what I'm just teaching you. You need to get a YouTube channel, and you need to get a CRM email program, and you need to be collecting names and email addresses in your community and educating your community as to what is going to happen in the real estate business, so that when it happens, they say, wow, Carrie told me that 2 years ago. He knows more about real estate than anybody else in Birmingham, Alabama, and Alabama or the nation. Because, again, Tom Ferry, Ricky Carruth, Bruno, Kevin Ward, meet Kevin, Kristen Miles, Grant Cardone, the people you're paying thousands of dollars to every month aren't telling you this, aren't explaining to you what you need to do, not to get a sale today, to survive the industry. So, how do you survive? You got to be able to do, as I have said from the very first video that I have ever put out, is you got to be willing and able to do things that no other agent in your community is willing and able to do. You're seeing it right here. If you aren't doing it, shame on you. Plan on retiring within the next 3 years, because if you don't become the expert, if you don't become the person that can and will do things that no one else will do, you don't stand a chance. Okay? Eastman Kodak used to own the photography industry. Where are they today? Polaroid used to be the second. Where are they today? And as I have said before, Amazon.com is nothing more than a Sears Roebuck catalog that has gone through digital transformation. You need to be on top of this. I'm becoming a developer because I have recognized that the baby boomers don't have the homes they need to live the rest of their life in, because nobody's building them for them. So I'm becoming a developer. That will help me survive. I've got 2 years of work in front of me just getting this one development I have put together. You need to be thinking like this. Okay, I've gone too long as it is. I am not a coach. I'm a trainer. And I want to train you to survive the digital transformation that your industry is going through in the next 3 to 5 years. Okay, let's keep doing this. Let's keep meeting like this. Subscribe, ring the bell, share it with your friends.